Welcome to Parkview Elementary's Flipped Classroom. Today we're going to talk about comparing two quantities, ratios. Here's your objective. You're going to be able to write ratios to compare two quantities. You will use a part-to-part or a part-to-whole model to show ratios. In this lesson, we will be talking vocabulary. You will see the words ratio and term. Ratio is a comparison of two or more numbers or quantities. It describes the relative sizes of the numbers or quantities. Example, in the ratio 2 to 1, the first term is 2, is twice the second term 1. The term of a ratio is the numbers of quantities that are being compared in a ratio. Example, in the ratio 7 to 4, the first term is 7 and the second term is 4. So let's understand the meaning of ratio. Let's compare 7 and 4. We can see with these Cousinet rods that 7 is greater than 4. And when we compare 5 centimeters and 9 centimeters, we can see that 5 centimeters is shorter than 9 centimeters. So another way to compare the quantities is to use a ratio. The number or quantities you are comparing form the terms of the ratio. So let's use a model of bars. Suppose there are 7 bags of orange cubes. Here are the 7 orange cubes. And there's 4 bags of green cubes. And here are the 4 green cubes. So each bag has the same number of cubes. The ratio of the number of bags of orange cubes to the equal number of green cubes is 7 to 4. This tells us 7 orange cubes for every 4 green cubes. This does not tell us how many total cubes are in the bag. It never tells us how many are in the bag. It just tells us that there's 7 bags of orange cubes and 4 bags of green cubes. That's why we can say 7 orange cubes for every 4 green cubes, because we do not know how many are in the bag. When two quantities, such as the length of 2 rods, have the same units, you can write a ratio without units to compare the quantities. Here we have a red rod of 5 centimeters, and we have a blue rod which is 9 centimeters. So we could write the terms. 5 to 9. Or we could write 5 centimeters to 9 centimeters. So the terms of the ratio are 5 and 9. Now, if you are comparing different units, if you want to compare two quantities that have different units, such as meters and centimeters, you must first express the quantities using the same unit. We talked about this when we were doing our vocabulary last week. We talked about they have to be of the same family. They have to be related. For an example, 3 centimeters and 4 meters. We want to compare those ratios. 3 centimeters is the smaller. 4 meters is larger. So we have to convert the larger to the smaller in this one. 3 centimeters equals 400. Because there's 100 centimeters in every meter. So if I have 4 meters, I actually have 400 centimeters. So my ratio is 3 centimeters to 400 centimeters. Caution, you cannot compare two quantities using a ratio if they cannot be expressed as the same unit. For an example, 3 centimeters and 4 kilograms cannot be expressed as the same unit. Why? Because centimeters is length, kilograms is weight, and you cannot convert length to weight. So let's practice. Let's write the ratio of the number of CDs to the number of CD sleeves. Well, let's count how many CDs we have. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3. And now let's count the sleeves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 3 to 5. Let's practice again. Mrs. Carter buys 4 bags of apples and 7 bags of oranges. Each bag has the equal number of fruits. So the ratio of the number of apples to the number of oranges is apples, there's 4, and there's 7. So for every 4 apples, there's 7 oranges in the bag. Let's practice again. Desiree has a cat that weighs 12 pounds and a dog that weighs 13 pounds. Here is the weight of the cat. Here's the weight of the dog. The ratio of the weight of the cat, which is 12, to the weight of the dog, which is 13, is 12 to 13. Now let's look at the ratio of the weight of the dog, 13, and the weight of the cat is 12. Now it's 13 to 12. I find it easier when I'm looking at ratios to go ahead and put the number above the word so I know what I am comparing. Now you can practice. Can you compare? Can we compare feet and yards? Well, let's think. Feet is measurement. There's a ruler. Yard is a yardstick. That is also measurement. Yes, we can compare them. Now we have 3 ounces and 30 inches. Ounces. Ounces is liquid measurement or solid measurement in weight. 30 inches. Inches is a form of length measurement, not we cannot compare those. One is weight, one is length. 6 kilograms and 84 kilograms. Yes, they are the same. I can compare them. Let's convert units to compare ratios. Our first comparison is 13 centimeters to 2 meters. Well, we know that 1 meter is 100 centimeters, so we have 13 centimeters. We need to convert meters to centimeters. We have 2 of them, so 2 meters would equal 200 centimeters. 5 kilograms to 13 grams. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. All right, we have 5 kilograms, which is the larger weight, to 13 grams. Here's our conversion. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. We have 5, so it is 5,000 grams compared to 13 grams. And then we have our last 9. We have 9 milliliters to 7 liters. 1 liter equals 1 milliliter. So I have 9 milliliters and I have 7 liters. Well, 7 times 1,000 is 7,000 milliliters. I always take this larger and turn it into the smaller. Let's use a part-part model or a part-to-whole model to show ratios. There were 55 adults and 32 children at a party. Let's find the ratio of the number of adults to the number of children at the party. We're going to use a part-to-part model. We have 55, here are adults, and 32 children, so here are the children. I can write this part-to-part as 55 to 32. So let's find the ratio of the number of children to the total number of people at the party. Use a part-to-whole model. Remember, we have 55 adults and 32 children. So if I add these two together, I will come up with a whole. I will come up with how many are at the party. 55 plus 32, 7 and 8. So there's 87 people at the party. So I want to find out how many children to the number of people at the party. So I have the number of children, 32, to 87 people. So there's 32 children for every 87 people. So let's practice again. John keeps 7 angelfish and 24 guppies. Let's find the ratio of the number of angelfish to the number of guppies. So I have 17 angelfish and I have 24 guppies. So the number of angelfish is 17 to 24. Now I'm going to find the ratio of the number of guppies, which is 24, to the total number of fish. So the total number of fish is 17 plus 24. plus 24. And that's a total of 41. So the number of guppies, which is 24, to the total number of fish is 41. So it's 24 to 41. String 72 centimeters long. He cuts it into two pieces. The length of the shorter piece, this is the shorter one, is 31 centimeters. What is the ratio of the length of the longer piece to the total of the length of the string? So the total is 72. I need to find what is here, right here. So the shorter piece is 31. If I subtract 72 from 31, I get 41. So the longer piece is 41. So the length of the longer piece is 41 centimeters to the total length, which is 72. So we have 41 to 72. And the reason I don't have to write, when I write the ratio, is because they're both the same unit. The ratio of the length of the longer piece to the length of the string is 41 to 72. Now it's your turn. You need to bring to class the answer to this tomorrow. The total amount of money Pamela and Rachel saved in a week was $45. Pamela saved $13. Find the amount of money Rachel saved. Then find the ratio of the total amount of money Pamela and Rachel saved to find the amount of money Rachel saved. In this lesson, you've learned to write ratios to compare two quantities. There is no whisk tonight, but you must have the answer to your turn slide in your journal with the notes from the lesson. See you tomorrow.